everyone, and welcome to Animation Pilgrimage, where Sean and I take a look at every single theatrically released animated film in chronological order. I'm Tennille.
I'm Sean, and today we are taking a look at The Adventures of the Polar Cubs from Mushi Productions in Japan.
If you translated the actual title of this film to a more one-to-one translation, it'd be more of like The Adventures of Mishka and Mushka.
Well, that would make sense, because that's the names of our main characters.
Yeah. Before we get started, though, you have an announcement.
Yes, I have an announcement. So, we have the Animation Pilgrimage watch list, which is the list of movies that we are planning on watching and have watched in the past. Well, guess what? I revamped the whole thing, and I fixed it, and it's much better now.
It was getting to be a bit
long, because it's just like a Google Doc that goes on for 30 pages, and to get to the recent movies you had to scroll all the way down, and it has to load. Whatever. I fixed it. It's now a Google Sheet, and we've separated it into multiple sections with the most.
You can just hit the little tabby doos.
So it's so much easier to see what everything is, and everything's categorized nicely with like the title and who made it and the countries. It's good. It's much better. So check it out. It'll be a lot easier if people want to go look for movies for us.
Yeah.
Or see what movies we have done. It's a lot better. It's in the bottom. And
we're constantly looking to improve Animation Pilgrimage.
Yes. And so, of course, if you want to look at that list and find movies that we haven't watched from that list, like movies on that list that we could not find, please link them to us, and we'll watch them as long as there's some sort of English translation or subtitles. Preferably subtitles if it's a foreign film, because I prefer listening to the movies in the original form as compared to being redubbed like this movie, because, oh boy, we were only able to find the dubbed version. I think the English team consisted of 10 people at most.
At most, man.
And there was 3 people that did voices.
Yeah, 3.
3
whole people.
3.
No, there are more than 3 characters in this film that show up a lot.
And talk a lot.
Yeah.
I gotta say, this movie went from...
This threw me for a loop, man.
This is probably the worst movie that we have watched this year, and then it turned into the best worst movie we have watched this year.
Oh my god!
Oh god!
This movie, man. Okay, I don't want to give any spoilers for the context of why this movie turned into what you said it turned into. Sean, please go into a summary.
Let's do the summary. So, there's the polar bear king, leader, emperor, whatever. I don't know. He's the important guy. And there's
a very wise polar bear.
Yeah,
and he like
helps rules everything.
He doesn't rule. He goes around and he helps people, and everybody really respects him. So he's like granted some like
super
authority.
Famous dude.
Yeah.
Doesn't
matter.
Moo. And he has a wife, and I don't remember her name. She's Mom.
Yeah. Mom.
But she's pregnant. And
pregnant.
Pregnant. Dad has to leave. He has to go do his duties of helping people all across the polar north.
Right. And so, like, she asks him,
what should I name our son?
What should I name our babies? And he's like, if it is a boy, name him Mushka. If it is a girl, name it Mishka. She goes, okay. So then she has baby.
But she has
two baby, and they're both boys. She's like, oh no, now what will I name them? I only had room in my brain for these 2 names. I know. I'll name them Mushka and Mishka.
Even though Mishka was supposed to be a female name. But that's fine.
Like, it's totally fine. It's just the her going through the thought process of, oh, no, I don't have 2 boys' names.
What do I do? We've barely started and this movie is...
It's already a lot.
So we have Mushka and Mishka. I cannot tell you which one is which. I can just tell you there's the brave one and there's the scared/sick one.
Well, okay, I can tell you which one is which because she names the firstborn, like the older one,
which is
Mushka.
So the brave one's Mushka and the wimpy one is Mishka.
No, I think it's flipped.
What?
Yeah, it was really throwing me for a loop when we were watching the movie. I was like, wait, but Mushka, the older one, is the one who's like sneezing and is like sickly all the time, and Mishka is the brave one. But they also call them different things sometimes throughout the movie. I've noticed like the dubs mess up their names a lot, not necessarily calling them the wrong thing, but sometimes instead of calling them Mishka, they'll call him Mishka.
So anyways,
I'm just saying, it's not easy to follow.
We have the brave one and the scared one.
Mm-hmm.
And they spend all winter inside the cave. And then they go out and then they get to explore the world for the first time ever. And they decide there's like song doesn't matter.
It matters.
There's a song.
We'll get to the song.
Anyways, they decide they're going to go explore the sea, even though Mom is not ready to go explore the sea. So they run off, and like the brave one is coercing the other one to do it, and the other one doesn't want to do it. Brave kid goes off, and as they're going, the scared one falls down a pit.
Yeah, you know, like those ice cracks where it just like
you don't see
go
it, and
down
then you just go
forever.
in, and then
you're dead. Yeah, he falls down one of those.
And then we don't see him for another like 10 minutes because the other one has to go off and
make friends with a baby seal.
Make friends with a baby seal, and they become fast friends in 5 minutes. And then Mom comes along.
Friends. Ooh.
Mom comes along and she's like, "Don't." And he's like, "But why not?" And Mom, instead of explaining nature, is like, "No.
We're not allowed.
No, we're not going there." So she takes her son away, and the bye seal friend.
Well, and like Mama Seal comes by, and she's also angry, and
oh yeah, and like if you know anything about nature and these two animals, you know exactly what happens. But we'll get to it later.
Anyway, so the Mushka's down in the.
I stop calling them by their names because we don't know for sure.
Okay.
The scared one crawls out of the hole.
Somehow.
Sure. And he's wandering around like a day later.
Yeah. They just assume passes. He's dead, I guess.
And then he accidentally smashes like a whole bunch of swan eggs because there are swans in the Arctic. Is this a real thing?
They must be some kind of like Arctic swan.
Okay, I've never heard of Arctic swans.
I don't know.
Anyways, he smashes a bunch of eggs. He just killed a bunch of babies. And so the entire swan army appears and
starts
beat the ever-loving shit out of him.
Right. They start doing this, and then mama swan is like, wait, no. Even though he did a horrible thing, I forgive him. Because he was just a child and he did not mean to.
And it won't bring my babies back.
It won't bring my babies back. This polar bear has a good heart.
And then they're like, "So who are you, kid?" And he's like, "My dad's Moo." And they're like, "Oh, Moo, you're famous.
We
cool.
love Moo.
We love you now, even though you just did a triple murder."
I mean, he cracked a lot of eggs.
Yeah, at least 3.
Yeah.
Either way, he gets to go flying, and we have an extended section of him continuously falling off and being saved by this swan.
Up to this point, this movie's really goofy, where it's just like, whoa, we've got to do this thing like 5 times, because, whoa, wacky hijinks.
Do the
and
padding.
Then like, whoa.
Do the padding. Make sure to pad the movie.
How will we keep kids entertained if we don't keep jingling these keys? Whoa, yeah.
So he gets to fly home. And then there are like these other evil birds that come out of nowhere, and
Gulls?
some sort of gull come out of nowhere and attack the polar bear cub that is flying on the back of a swan.
Oh, another thing we forgot to mention is there's a green polar bear who's like
hold
evil.
on. He's next. I was going to come to him next.
Okay. Well, I mean, he's shown up at this point in the movie.
Yeah. Not in a relevant fashion.
No,
yet.
he's really not important to the movie at all.
Oh, he is.
So, okay.
We'll talk about it in a moment, but we're talking about getting attacked by other birds then, too.
All right.
And so, whatever, they get back and Mom beats the crap and kills a bunch of birds.
Mm-hmm.
Now we can talk about the blue polar bear.
Green. He's green.
He's blue-green.
Sure.
And he's got a fox henchman for no reason.
Uh-huh.
He wants to be the leader, so in order to become leader, he needs to get rid of Moo and his 2 sons. And so his thinking to do this is he goes to a human weather station and trashes the entire thing so that the humans will get angry and start killing polar bears.
Right.
This succeeds.
Yeah.
And then we get shots of humans on like the snowmobiles and stuff, and like killing polar bears.
Yeah.
So Mom and Mushka and Mishka have to leave the area, and as they're doing so, they find a dead polar bear with baby.
With her cub.
So Mom adopts this new baby girl polar bear. You can tell she's a girl because she's slightly pink compared to Mushka and Mishka, who are slightly blue.
Yeah.
There's just like ever so slightly. But like there's a definitive difference in color between them. Okay.
And she has girl anime hair.
Yeah,
versus
where it's like
the boys have boy anime hair.
Yeah, the boys have up spiky hair, and she has like down
nice prim
curly hair.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so because
Mom
has one brain cell,
she
names her Mashka.
So we have Mushka, Mishka, Mashka.
Yeah.
Good thing she doesn't find 2 more babies, otherwise we'd have Meshka and Moshka.
Moshka?
Moshka. Meshka, Moshka.
Moo gets back and he's like, honey, what the fuck?
So, like, this movie was pretty standard fare, just kind of la-di-da whatever. And
it's
then
got some dark elements.
And then, like, weird dark elements of, like, oh, we killed baby seagulls or whatever, or swans. And now there's dead polar bears and children crying over corpses of mothers.
Right, pretty, like, honestly, though, pretty standard fare, though, for your typical, like, child fantasy, like, kind of explaining nature movie. Mm-hmm. You know, like, none of this stuff is super dark.
Yeah.
This is all just, like, your standard animal fantasy stuff.
And now we go back to lighthearted stuff, because the polar bear cubs get to learn how to swim, and the song comes back.
Oh, the song always comes back.
It's the same song. And there is one verse that they repeat over and over and over again and just change the words ever so slightly because something new is happening on the screen.
Sing a happy song. Sing a happy song and remember this. That when you sing a happy song, anyone who sings a happy song has a good heart within, or something like that. And
swim a happy swim.
And when you swim a happy swim, remember this, that anyone who can swim a happy swim has a happy heart within.
And it goes on for multiple minutes at a time.
Anytime these polar bears do anything that requires a montage, they just bring this song back and insert different verb.
Kiss a happy fish.
Kiss a happy fish. And when you kiss a happy fish, remember this, that anyone who can kiss a happy fish has a happy heart within.
And they like go sledding, slide a happy slide, and it just goes on for way too long. And
everyone in the comments below, I want you to create your own song with these lyrics.
Anyways, it's suddenly winter again because this was all happening during summer. So the ocean erupts into ice. And so they have to hide in a cave. And Mom's like, well, gotta go find food. And so she goes to an abandoned human boat ship. And the brave one follows her.
Yeah.
And she goes inside. And inside is just racks and racks of hanging raw meat.
Mm-hmm.
And Mom takes some of the meat. The son gets mixed up and goes into a different area.
Oh my god.
And he finds his seal friend skinned and hanging on a hook.
No, first he tackles him.
He's like, hey, there you are, friend. And then he discovers his friend
Why
is
are you
just
so
a skin.
flat? Why are you so flat?
This movie decides to tackle the concept of seal clubbing. And that's it.
I screamed. I screamed. I can't believe. And he's like, oh, Aura? I think his name's Aura. I can't believe. It's been so long since I've seen you. Oh, wow. And then, like, he's horrified. Like, they take this at face value. He's horrified. And he sees all these dead skin seals.
Mm-hmm.
And then he runs away.
And he finds Mom. And the evil polar bear is there. And now the brave son has to be confronted with the fact that, oh no, polar bears eat seal meat. That's why you can't be friends. And like, it's like a betrayer, liar, revealed thing with Mom.
Yeah,
and she
because
like sheds tears and like, I'm sorry, but I ate seals when I was carrying you, and that's why you grow so big and strong. And like, he's like, how could you? I was friends with the seal. I can't talk to you, Mom.
Well, and like, you know,
It's like,
the way it's set up.
you're cannibal. Like, you're not cannibal. You're carnivores. Of course you eat meat.
Well, yeah, but like the way it's set up too. You're like looking at Mom eating the seal meat, and that very well could be Aura.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, it could be any seal, but like it could be Aura.
Yeah. So the bad guy's like, haha, I made your son hate you. You can take the meat and go. And so she takes the seal meat back to the other kids, and the other kids eat it, but the brave one's like, I can't.
Oh, it's so awkward. It's so awkward and cold and just like, I'm dying. Why? This is horrible. This is so traumatizing.
Well, either way, the storm has passed, and the boys have to go play on the ice field,
The
which...
other cubs are like, why are you so acting so weird about all this? Because Mom still won't explain the situation.
Oh, absolutely not.
And they're like, wow, Mom, where'd you get this? What kind of meat is this?
Don't
and
ask
she's
questions.
Like, don't ask questions. And I'm like, what the fuck? Ah!
All right. Everything's fine again, and the kids go playing out on the ice floe, and wouldn't you know it, they float away because they're idiots, and they just go out to sea.
Okay.
But it's okay because they get saved by Dad, who feeds them seal blood to re-nourish them, and the brave one's angry at him. But it's okay because it's Dad, and we've met Dad, and it's all cool, and yay, we've met our dad for the first time. They only know each other because the
Dad
names.
essentially just like goes, hey, get over it, kid.
Get over it, yeah.
And then like that's it.
They just wander around with Dad for a bit, and then a plane shows up and shoots Dad a bunch.
Yep.
Because they're still hunting polar bears.
Still hunting polar bears.
So they go hide in a cave, and Dad's like, I'll stop bleeding if I just lay here. So take this magic flute. Suddenly we have fantastical elements in what seem to be a relatively realistic universe. Take this magic flute and go around the Arctic and blow it to tell everybody to come together on the summer solstice for the special all the animals are friends day.
Yeah.
And go to Big Bear Rock. And I'm just like, did we jump into a different movie?
What happened?
Why? There weren't fantastical elements and bears running around with secret flute star whistles in their ears.
Well, now we are. So
The main characters do this.
And
And
when
then we just
Dad's like, I just need to lie still and I'll stop bleeding. And I'm like, dude,
He's dead.
you're dead. Like, yeah, sure, you'll stop bleeding. Doesn't mean you'll be alive.
So they do the thing where they blow the whistle a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like the summer solstice, so everything is melted. And there's just hundreds of thousands of Arctic animals everywhere. And wouldn't you know it, Aura's still alive.
What an awful fake out.
It was just a random other baby seal that was dead.
But Aura's like, no, silly, I'm not stupid enough to get caught.
Yeah, I'm just like,
And today is a day where we can all be friends. So
but after this, we'll
good.
be enemies.
Yeah.
Because Aura knows
And Aura
what's up now.
is now a brown seal.
Yeah, because he's older.
He's older, so yeah.
Sure, okay.
I want to die.
And Mashka and Mom find the brothers who they didn't know were still alive, and they just kind of like, oh, cool, hi.
Cool, glad to see you're alive.
Yeah, the concept of the polar bears being alive or dead is just like a non-issue because it'll go multiple days and then they see each other again. They're just like, oh, hey, how's it going?
Well, okay, but when they're apart, they're like, we just have to hope and pray that Mushka and Mishka are still alive.
But
and
as soon as they see each other, there's no like, oh, you're alive. It's just, oh, hi, how's it going?
Oh, hey.
It's like, oh, you are alive. Cool, neat. And it's like, what? What is... Oh!
The whiplash, man. The whiplash and tone of this movie is...
So all the animals are there.
Gonna leave a
and they
permanent scar on my psyche.
sing the song again.
Yep.
And the blue polar bear gets beat up by small animals because
He's green.
you're not allowed to beat up small animals, only bigger animals than yourself on this day.
I guess.
Like, they specifically say that.
Yeah.
So they all beat up the evil polar bear that caused the genocide of his own people.
Mm-hmm.
Why is he left okay? Why doesn't anyone take him out?
So anyway, the real villain is Man. And
Because
Man shows
Man
up.
shows up in a plane, so the polar bears climb Big Bear Rock.
The polar bears. Mushka and Mishka.
Mushka and Mishka climb it, and then
They blow
they
the
blow
whistle
the whistle 3 times. And the rock...
Because it's some magical secret Dad whispered to him to do in case of an emergency.
They do
and
this.
so I'm like, what is this going to accomplish?
They do it, and the ice crashes into the ocean and creates smoke/steam cover until the humans go away, so they couldn't see any of the animals to shoot them all. And they saved the day.
And then Moo's alive.
And then Moo walks up and like, hey, sons.
Good job.
Good job. It's now your job to blow the whistle forever on. I'm
retiring.
I'm retiring or something.
It's like, you are now old enough to live on your own. And they're like the same age as they were at the beginning of the movie.
I mean, I think they're technically 1 year.
Yeah, it's technically been a year later, but like, they're still baby polar.
They're still tiny. And I'm like, okay.
All right.
And so they do
Mashka's like, I want to go with my brothers. And Moo and Mom are like, no. Not allowed.
You're not old enough. And then the movie ends with the song again.
Yep. Sing a happy song. Sing a happy song and remember this. That anyone who can sing a happy song has a happy heart within.
So, this movie is terrible. And it was so much fun to watch. The animation quality is okay, There's a couple of bits where like they're doing effect animation, like the ice crashing and shattering and forming and stuff. That's like, that looks pretty good, I guess. But there's nothing to write home about.
This feels very, very similar to Kimba the White Lion, which is not surprising because this is also made by Mushi Productions. Several years after Kimba the White Lion, so like. Definitely feel like this is just kind of a...
Let's do it again, except in the Arctic this time.
Yeah.
I really don't recommend this unless you want a movie to laugh at with friends.
Yeah, no.
The dubbing is
not
absolutely horrible.
This is one I will straight up say, this is not one you should put on for the kids.
No.
Also, there was like no
information
on the production of this movie. It's not even listed on the studio's Wikipedia page of like everything that they've made.
What?
Yeah. So like,
I don't even know if this was even a movie we were supposed to watch,
but I'm glad we did.
Because like, I could easily have seen this as been just like a TV movie, but there is no information, so we watched it.
It didn't feel like, okay, it could have been a TV movie, for sure. But it definitely didn't feel like...
It wasn't a TV show.
It wasn't a show that got clipped together. I feel pretty sure about that.
Absolutely.
Even with how disjointed it all was, like, it's still...
It was a movie.
Yeah.
That's for sure. But it feels like it... I honestly think it probably was a television movie, but we watched it, so it's what we're doing.
Yeah. I do recommend this. If you have friends who, haven't been spoiled on what happens in this film, boot this one up with a group of friends and just be like, oh yeah, this is a movie. Say some BS and get them to watch it and then just watch their reactions to these plot points. Cause oh my God. Oh, this was traumatizing.
Well, with all that said and done, how about we put this behind us?
With the title like The Adventures of the Polar Bear, or of Polar Cubs, I was not expecting to get this much bang for my buck.
Mm-hmm. They went on some real adventures, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Well, let's put this behind us and let's board the train and head to space, because it's time for Galaxy Express 999 or 999. I don't know how it's pronounced, but it's from Toei Japan and the same mangaka that brought us Space Battleship Yamato. So, cool. Blonde women incoming. Let's go.
Swim a happy swim, and when you swim a happy swim, remember this, that anybody who can swim a happy swim